Bitcoin, blockchain, ICOs, Ethereum, and all the rest. Are cryptocurrencies the 21st century unicorn, a speculative bubble, or the future of money? The CryptoCast will help you understand the rise, the fall of digital currency, the highs, the highlights, the potential, and the lows, the scams, and pitfalls. I'm your host, Jason Hartman, and we'll talk with some of the biggest names in the space. CryptoCast is your resource for all things crypto. Let's go. It's my pleasure to welcome Reinhard Fellmann. He is CEO of Review.Network, the blockchain company improving the review and market research industries. Reinhard, welcome. How are you?
Hello, Jason. Thank you very much for the kind introduction. And I'm doing really well today. And thank you very much for inviting me to your show.
My pleasure. Give us a sense of geography. Where are you located?
Right now, I'm actually based in Barcelona, but I commute back and forth between London and Barcelona. These are my two homes.
That's a commute, huh? London to Barcelona.
Work and private life under one roof. Sometimes difficult.
It really is a new world. You're what we call an extreme commuter. So there you go. There is a giant problem with the internet. People can anonymously post fake reviews. A lot of times competitors are posting them about their competitors. They're basically what I call hit and run or drive-by shootings. You know, you don't know who these people are. There's not much credibility to it. The company gets all its own people to post fake reviews that are positive. The competitors post fake reviews that are negative. How is the consumer to know what's true and what's false?
That is very right. I mean, that is like one problem that concerns all of us. And one problem that I experience myself very often when I try to do take the right choice for myself, like what kind of product to buy, where to go. And so we came up with this idea of Review.Network that will tackle the problems of like fake reviews and also biased reviews, like hurt behavior, the social influence you get like from other people. And very often you don't even know like the people who are reviewing the product are like similar to you and your preferences. So we will also implement something called like demographic filtering, which will allow for you reading reviews similar to your peer group, which will be completely new in that industry.
Yeah, so what do you do? Tell us about the mechanics of this, and is anyone else doing it? I mean, you basically want reviewers to identify themselves, is that correct?
Correct. So on the one hand, I mean, let's start like on the review section. So the way we eliminate or try to eliminate fake reviews is by, right now when you go on Yelp, for example, you can write something, it gets immediately published. When you write something like on Review.Network, you have to go through a validation system. Yeah. First of all, you have to, like when you sign up on the platform, show that you're a real user. And we will ask you to provide some form of like documentation that you're real. Yeah. But then when you write a review, you will also like stake an amount of, let's say, like deposit behind your review. So it is like becomes like less likely that someone will actually write a fake review when you have to stake or take a deposit behind your review. And then in the third step, it's like the validation system. So on the one hand, we will use like our artificial intelligence, like we will have a fake review detection algorithms in place, but even better than algorithms are still nowadays human beings, and they can identify like in the community, like either fake review or not. I think that's like already like one big progress we will make on that side. On the other hand, like we will have the demographic filtering, and how that works, we will use some advanced encryption technology like Enigma, where you provide and like, let's say like you save like all your private information you want to share, you only save them on your mobile phone and your device. But then when you share it, it will basically be encrypted in a way it cannot be traced back to you, Jason. So people do not know that it's like you, this particular person, but they know your demographics without a way of like being traced back that it's like you as a person. So Well, that helps actually. Like when, for example, I look for a certain product, and let's make a quick example. So I'm, for example, a passionate diver. So I only want to read reviews of people who have like a lot of experience in diving, who have like a certain qualification. Like let's say the dive master, they have done more than 50 dives a year. They know certain like dive locations. So they can write and evaluate a dive site and the security standards much, much better than someone who goes diving for the very first time. Of course, as an experienced diver or sportsman, you would like to have the evaluation and the feedback from people who are very similar to you. But nowadays, I mean, like you cannot really do that because it would require that you post all your private information on the internet and you share them on the website. Through the technology we use, the encryption technology, which is a part of like why we use also blockchain technology, is like you can share this information with other people, but you are still like you hold the information on your device. It's like not like we as Review.Network or anyone else holds this information. No, you're in full control over your data. So the data belong to you and not to the company. And that's like another like big difference. Like when you look at like other, I would say like competitors or people in that space, they own your data.
Yeah. There's a lot of talk about that in the industry, and I think that's really positive talk. I don't exactly understand the mechanics of how it would actually work. For example, the idea is that people should own the rights to their digital trail, their Facebook data, their Yelp data, their whatever data, right? It should go with the person, not the company. Right now, the companies all own your data. And these companies are obviously very abusive. I mean, extremely abusive. Evidence Google's fines with the EU, and hopefully they need to be regulated like utilities, or they need to be split up into smaller parts, the way AT&T was busted up under antitrust laws, or their algorithms need to be made public so everybody knows what they're doing, everything's open source, and it's not hidden. One or all three of those needs to happen, in my opinion, but you're welcome to comment.
Yeah, that is correct. But there's actually another point to that, is even when all that happens, like what you just have said, it's like you still do not have the tools to monetize your data. And these companies, they make actually every year billions based on the data you produce. And most people, when you ask like anyone like of like your friends and say like, how much do you think like your Facebook profile is worth, or your Google profile, or you wrote like some, I don't know, like 10 reviews or 15 reviews on Yelp or TripAdvisor. Do you know the value of that? Most people could not answer that. So
can you attempt to answer that?
Actually,
I mean, give us an idea. Yeah, you do monetize that for the person, right? Because they get paid, they get micropayments of cryptocurrency to do reviews and to participate in the community, right?
Yes, that is correct. So basically, you own your data and you can actually monetize them. It's like not just what you produce will be monetized, the content, also like the level of information you share. So you can basically, on the one hand, like you say, like, okay, like I don't want to share anything about myself, but I want to write a validated review. So you will get like rewarded for writing a validated review. And of course, you get rewarded for the quality on the one hand, but also like you get rewarded for the length. Yeah, this is like one thing we have seen in that industry, like with mobile phones, the reviews get like shorter and shorter. Just like look up like a restaurant and you will see like excellent, amazing, like short buzzwords. However, you do not get a proper review about like how the taste of the food was. So the review length is like decreasing, and with like that is also like the information content is a little bit like, gets lost. So we want to bring this kind of like information content back to the users in order to allow for better decision making.
Yeah, okay. So any thoughts on how much the typical person's digital profile is worth on maybe just one of these platforms like Facebook?
I do not want to take a guess here. I mean, we have done some studies of like how much a review is worth based on Booking.com and other public available data, because some of the companies, they're listed and they have annual reports, so you can look up there how many million users they're having, how many million reviews that were written, and you can look up their revenue. So you can get an idea.
Right. And I was just going to address that. That's interesting. I was going to say, how do you take on that equation? Because the company is worth more than just the number of reviews. I mean, Booking.com, for example, the platform itself, the affiliate relationships with all the hotels, even if there were no reviews on the site, that's worth something, right? So you can't just judge it by reviews. The review content's helpful, but it's not the whole value. It's not the market cap.
Yeah, that is correct, because they monetize. I mean, Booking.com gets monetized in many different ways. It's like through the booking process itself, through the reviews, and then also like for some marketing activities. Of course, you need to take that into consideration when you build an evaluation model for what is the value of the data. But much more than the value of the data of a one particular person, it's the network of data. So imagine the following, Jason. So you look up a review and you already applied like all the demographic filtering. So you get like a review from someone who's a really experienced diver or skier about a ski resort or a dive site. Yeah. But then this review is also like reviewed and evaluated, liked, disliked by other people. And also like the distribution of the likes and dislikes of the people who evaluate or judge about this review. So you get even like a next level of information, not just the review itself, also like the distribution of the people who like and dislike the review. So I give you an example. Let's say that you have like 200 likes, and you will find out like, okay, 80% of the people who like that review are male. They come from the area like around Denver. They are have like a certain level of experience in that particular discipline. So then it's like not just like you trust the review, you also trust the network behind this review liking it. So with that, you also like filter out a little bit this kind of like herd behavior effect that like sometimes like people like just randomly follow other people. No, that the people who like this review were also like similar people, educated people, experienced people.
That's good to know, because some of the reviews I thought are very unhelpful in the sense that, all the normal ways someone would expect. But when someone is reviewing a discount hotel, for example, or a discount restaurant, that context of that reviewer is that's I hate to say it, but a discount person, right? That may not be as discerning as a higher level person on the socioeconomic pyramid, right? And so, you have to take that in. You might get 5 stars for McDonald's, but they were only expecting McDonald's, right?
Correct.
So it's sort of, it's contextual, obviously, right?
It is, and that's the reason why it's so important actually giving a face to the review, knowing who that person is, however, like protecting like the privacy of that person. And that is possible with the technology we will implement. And I think it will be a huge progress, and it will be big for all of us.
Yeah, very interesting. Okay, what else should people know about mechanics or about the future of this? Or, is there anyone else in this space, by the way?
What people should know about that is that we want to also like reinvent the market research component, because at the moment companies, they get reviewed and they receive like their ratings, so their stars and like a short comments with that. But there is like for most companies, that's a one-way form of like information. Like now imagine like there is a two-way information flow that like the companies who just got reviewed then say like, okay, based on our reviews, we would like to ask these people what we can do better, why they did not like us. Yeah. So let's assume like you have a restaurant and it has like only like 5 stars and then like 2 stars. Yeah. And you really wonder where are like these 2 stars are coming from? Who are these people? And how can we actually improve our service and our product, and can make our service and product better? Like an example, so you have a restaurant somewhere in, let's say in Barcelona, and Barcelona is a very international city. So in summer, you find a lot of like tourists here from the United States, but also England and Germany. So maybe this restaurant is reviewed badly because the menu is only in Spanish. So people kind of like feel uncomfortable. They were happy with the food, but they felt uncomfortable with the experience because they were so lost with the menu. It's like not just like that their North American kitchen is very different to the Mediterranean kitchen, but they were also lost in translation. Even when the food were good, their experience was only average or below average. So when we can actually then approach these companies and say, like, that's how you can improve your service, and they can start a dialogue with their customers, that's like where we can really add some value, which was like not created by any other company who have tried to do that before.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, very interesting. What else do you want people to know?
I want people to know that we will actually go live with our platform next year. We will plan it like in summer. At the moment, we have a test version online on our website, Review.Network. So people can get like the first impression how it looks like. Then we will release a beta version that people can download on their mobile phones, most likely around December. So they can first like test it, how it feels like playing with the app and with like the different features. And then next summer we will go live with the platform. We will plan to do the ICO next year, most likely early summer. At the moment, the cryptocurrency market is a really challenging one, and so we're not going to place it as initially planned this year. We are in this lucky position that we are well funded through a venture capital fund from Hong Kong, so we can fully develop like the beta version over the next month and have this almost like luxury to say like we do the ICO in a moment where the market conditions are more favorable. Last but not least, I want to mention also that Review.Network is actually really well received by many people. So no matter to whom I'm going to talk to, they all think it's like an amazing idea. And I think that's like really something the world needs. And when you look at our website, I think we have like now over like 100,000 beta users already like signed up, waiting for the product to come out. And we on our hand, like, we work day and night and cannot wait to finish the product and to release it to the world.
Fantastic. Reinhard, thank you so much for joining us today, and good luck with the project.
Thank you very much, Jason.
Thank you so much for listening. Please be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any episodes. Be sure to check out the show's specific website and our general website, hartmanmedia.com, for appropriate disclaimers and terms of service. Remember that guest opinions are their own, and if you require specific legal or tax advice or advice in any other specialized area, please consult an appropriate professional. And we also very much appreciate you reviewing the show. Please go to iTunes or Stitcher Radio or whatever platform you're using and write a review for the show. We would very much appreciate that. And be sure to make it official and subscribe so you do not miss any episodes. We look forward to seeing you on the next episode.